Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome to another exciting episode of Torchbearer, the Keep on the Borderlands, where we're running through B2 in a modern, updated rule set by Tor and Luke Crane. So this is a super fun time. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, that's okay. We do recaps and stuff like that. It's part of the game. So that's pretty sweet. And anyways, I am your game master and host for this evening. I'm Eric. I'm EricVulgaris on the Twitter, Twitches, and YouTubes, and I do a lot of streams of role-playing games. A lot of this independent stuff. I love it so much. I'm up to about 7 or so, and then when I'm not doing that, for also other reasons, I produce other people's shows. Like if you like D&D, I produce the Misclicks D&D Risen show and do that stuff as well. So I am totally obsessed with streaming and role-playing games and getting more people to play games. So, oh, and before I throw it over to Epi and ask him how he's doing, I wanted to bring up a brief disclaimer that was brought to my attention about how to handle manipulate and persuade rolls with people. Because I want this game to be as accurate as possible as a good actual play. So I wanted to be a very brief disclaimer. I was doing some rules bleed. I was incorrect about how to handle some tests when it comes to manipulating and persuading people. It's never against a fixed obstacle. It's always against versus. See, in Burning Wheel, that's not always the case. Which
I really like that term, Eric. Rules bleed.
Yeah. Totally. It happens, man. Dude, Burning Wheel, the Torchbearer, the Mouse Guard.
It's there's so many nuances that get changed between those systems that make them tweak, and sometimes you just forget them. And I'm sorry, but you know what? Hey, as far as actual plays go, I think if you ever were looking at games and seeing how they run, you're gonna get rules wrong. Sorry,
yeah, if
you
probably
are.
Play.
So this is what happens. And sometimes you look at it and you go, "Oops!" You don't throw away the game. You just keep playing and you fix it going forward. All right. So thanks for that. So anyways, without any further ado, Epi, who are you and how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm particularly happy that I don't have to burn my Torchbearer book now. Now that we know that we don't throw them away, that's good.
Publishers all around are like, Vulgaris, why did you tell them that?
Yeah.
This is how we sell more copies. Burn your books, buy more, burn them. More.
Torchbearer police kick down your door, Epi.
Yeah.
Turn over your sword and your book. your days of the Force are over, you loose cannon.
2 gold, 5 silver, please, to buy another book.
Yeah.
Pry it from my cold, dead hands. I'm doing good. I'm still recovering from a cold, but like on a better side of recovering. I'm super excited because I've got a membership to the Y. And so tomorrow I'm going to do that adult thing where you push weights around for like some time. And then they're like, you're a good person. And I'm obsessing over the DM42, which, as you all know, is a modern reimagination of the HP 42S scientific calculator from the late 80s.
I was sure that was going to be something about a different kind of DM, and I was really excited. And now,
now you're even more excited, right, Sage?
Yeah. Oh my God, this is such a sweet beast of a calculator. I don't have it yet. It's in limited supply, and I'm waiting. I'm trying to treat myself to it when I've successfully done something worth a DM42. I don't know what that is yet. And the longer it takes, that bar for what is a successful thing gets lower and lower. So, how are you doing, Sage?
I'm doing fine. I don't have any fancy new calculators to be planning to buy. That's not quite my thing. Yeah, I'm finally back from a ton of travel, so I'm enjoying being home. That's kind of nice. I didn't talk about it last week, but I was like playing from a hotel room. As happens. So it's kind of nice to be home. And yeah, other than that, I actually posted a tweet this week that was not a retweet, which for me is like a high level of social media engagement. That's real high right there. Actually, I posted several and actually got reactions to them, which, you wouldn't know from my number of followers, but I do not release social media these days. So that was kind of fun. I actually talked games and stuff online instead of just playing them online.
Sage, the internet is thirsty for your role-playing game insights. Let me tell you.
Except for the one guy, the 2 guys who really did not agree with me. If
But they really wanted to not agree with you on the internet. I mean, that you were providing them a service.
Yeah.
To argue with you. Because
And I
someone
got-
on the internet was wrong, Sage.
And I got at least one joke about my name. Like, that's a real Sage statement there. And I'm like, I've never heard that one before, really. That's brand new to me.
Wowza.
How about you, Sean? How is your life going?
I'm doing great. I wanted to say thank you for soldiering on and playing even in a hotel room.
Hey, that was the highlight of my time in that hotel room.
Okay. Yeah, things are very good with me. I'm about to start up an Agon game, which Agon Second Edition playtest.
I was about to say new Agon, old Agon.
Yeah,
with Jason.
Jason wrote
Yeah.
wrote the Second Edition rules. Yeah, but I'm gonna be playing with Karen 12s, who is like right there.
Yeah.
But we can't see her on screen, and there we go. And Nadja Odeker and John Harper, and so that'll be super fun. And last night we have a weekly Blades game that we had to put on hiatus because of work schedules, and we hadn't played in a while. And last night I sat down and I was like, shit, where were we and what's going on again? And I looked at my notes and we kind of recapped, and we had a great session. And so it's just so fun to like hop in that game and not having necessarily done really any prep except for reading my notes before the game, have just tons and tons of fun. So I'm living the gamer life right now. I've got games all over the place.
And I gotta jump in there because you mentioned Karen 12s. I randomly got an email about a LARP at work that Karen's running, which was I immediately jumped on there and promoted it to a bunch of people. Not knowing anything else about the game, but like, hey, it's Karen. It's gonna be great.
Was that Here's My Power Button, or was that a different?
I will have to check.
Okay.
So, yeah, the place I work has offices many places, and I won't be close enough to actually go to it.
Yeah, that's
I came across the RPG list at work. It's like,
yeah,
and yeah, I can't go. So
understandable, but that's super cool that it made it up to you, and thanks for spreading it around. I'll let her know. So how about you, Virgil? How's things in your neck of the woods?
Going good. Got my setup here in my new room. It's a little echoey, but that's fine. I get some interesting tones when I play my guitar in here. Not much else going on. Interesting little family story. My dad is playing with a pretty big rock band right now, Stephen and the Disciples of Soul. And they've been touring all around the US, all around Europe. Like the last year and a half he's been playing with them. And he just got contacted by Chris Columbus, the producer, who did like Goonies and Gremlins and a bunch of other really and like Miss Doubtfire. And apparently he wants the band to be in something that he's filming. I thought this all sounded very interesting, so I did some digging in the internet, and it seems like Gremlins 3 is in production.
Oh,
I think my dad might be in Gremlins 3, guys. Like, this is a real thing that might happen to me in my life, is that my dad would be in Gremlins 3, which has just been blowing my mind for like 36 hours now.
That's not a kind series to dads.
That's a very long and tall shadow to get out from under.
I mean, yeah, no, my dad is quite the accomplished gentleman, and he doesn't quit just doing cool stuff. He's like 72, and he's like at the top of his game. Anyways, so awesome. I'm just gonna start keep climbing and keep performing, and see how long I can play this Cadence character before something rips him in half.
Something like a bugbear, you mean?
Yeah.
You just think at 72, you might also be in Gremlins 3.
Right. If they're still productive.
They're still in production,
yeah. How are things with you, Eric?
Oh, thank you. I'm doing very well. As you've seen on Twitter, maybe or maybe not, I have been obsessed lately with Fafnir and the Grey Mouser again. And that just is, those stories are just so invigorating for me for how to describe and just think about action in my role-playing games, and just really like, this is what I should be focusing on. And then there's also some content and I'm like, this is kind of problematic. I shouldn't focus on this.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the good, leave the bad.
Yeah.
The one thing I always love about those books is how like willing Fritz is to just like advance the timeline utterly
Yeah.
arbitrarily, and you're just like,
Yeah.
and now they're tromping on the beach with bones all over the place, and you're like, well, how did they get here? Don't
Yeah.
care. You're just there.
That's exactly the aggressive framing of these games, of these stories. I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm into this, Fritz. Okay, let's go.
I love.
It's like you're in a dungeon playing. You're playing Torchbearer, and you start in a dungeon. You're like, cool, there we go. That's where we start. Yeah,
I love the complete disregard for continuity too. Like, because like the world has two competing like theories for how the stars came to be, and Fafhrd and Grey Mouser have proven both. Like they were launched from the top of a mountain. Okay, yeah, we go there and we find out that they have, or they come out of the ocean. You're actually in a bowl staring at them, and it's like, yeah, no, we'll go there. That's where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those books so much. But yeah, they're problematic, especially when you get past book 4.
I'm not reading them in order, so I don't know what that is.
That's probably it doesn't matter. Yeah.
There's no real order.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I've been doing that in my free time, which is very, very short these days, and I'm getting ready to move, which is gonna be exciting. I'm still staying in Seattle and stuff. Just got a bigger apartment. That's cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
I was about to ask, make sure that you're still local. Not that we like see each other more often than like once a half year or something, but in theory, it's nice being local.
Yes, definitely.
Well, if you do need to move like cities, your options are Portland and the Bay Area, right? Those are your 2 options. And if you're in one of those 2 places, you can move to Seattle, or like those are the 3 places that you can be in a circuit.
And if you come to the Bay Area, you can hang out with me. So that's sweet.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then I can hang out with multiple people in the Bay Area, which is pretty good.
I've had lots of people try to get me to move to the Bay Area, and it's still not happening. So,
okay,
it's fine. You have other options. Portland.
Okay. Speaking about moving to the Bay Area, or moving in general, let's move on to starting our game, shall we?
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
All right. So we were playing Torchbearer, and Torchbearer always has a couple rules to begin, and we're gonna begin with a previously on, and then once we finish the previously on, chat's going to remind me, because I always forget that we need to review beliefs, instincts, and goals for the session, and then we'll finally get into what we all have been dreading. Which, I'm just going to say, quick editorialization. I looked at your guys' statuses and conditions right now. You're fine.
Oh, yeah. We're good.
So, I don't know why you guys are all crying. Who cares? One of you dies. Whatever.
It's fine.
It's just that, like, I'm batting 1,000 so far, and I don't want to, tarnish the record.
Yeah. No, but seriously, we need someone to do the previously on. The prelude.
I'm gonna vote that it's Cadence.
Yeah,
sure,
works for me.
It was Bryn.
Sure.
Last
What
time,
did we do?
Right.
No,
we
last
were
time
in.
it was
We were
Basil.
It was Basil last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were in the caves when we started off last episode, but very close to the exit. So it wasn't a whole lot of trouble to get out of there.
Yeah.
We did get out and found like a place to stop momentarily, and didn't quite set up camp. First, we convinced our friends that their treasure was no good. They probably didn't want that treasure and should just like trade us for kind of worse treasure, and that went fine. Then we did set up camp. There was an attempt to make a map that went very well until a bad spill happened. There was a din in the woods, which caught a couple of our ears. So we went out to investigate, and it seemed like the goblins were making traps, which weren't very effective, and there had been some kind of
The kobolds.
or the kobolds were trapping the goblins. Is that what it was? Or they were trapping Oog or something.
I think they were trying to make a trap to stop Oog, and Oog just kind of destroyed it. But
and then we found that they had like reinforced their cave entrance and everything, and seemed to know what was going on. At least that that we had wiped out one of the caverns full of gobos. And then I think we found also the Oog's cave of or his.
We found a Bugrol's cave.
Bugrol's cave of orc friends, like his whole thing. He wanted to go home though. He didn't want to hang with us. But we know where it is if we want to go for like tea and biscuits. We did get to camp. That was pretty good. Did we do anything else at camp? I don't think so. Let's see. And then we started off, right? And did very well, making our way back most of the way. I believe we were just like a stone's throw away from like the safety of the actual roads heading into town when snaking up behind us were some tall, lanky, shadowy figures. And then we tried to hide and it didn't work, right? We tried a magic spell to make like the noise of a bunch of more people. So like it was like we were ambushing them. But they came up on us anyways. And then we stopped right there, right?
Just about. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we they kind of walked through our little. We were hiding in a grove, and they kind of walked through, and we thought they were gonna like keep going, and then I think it was Jaroslav that was like, "Eat!" and
Gave it away.
And they turned on us,
And then you all collectively go and groan, Jerry, and then that's where we ended the session. No, that part is embellishment.
Okay, so that gets me unexhausted.
Correct. You are no
Awesome.
longer exhausted, which means I think everybody is fair.
yeah.
I think so.
You were all conditionless.
It's dim light. Yeah, just in terms of like accounting before. It's dim light. I don't have any icons on for light for anybody.
I don't think we were traveling outside.
Yeah, you were in
so
the.
I think we didn't have anything lit because
Sundown.
It was daytime. Yeah,
because it was daytime, and when
Yeah.
the consequence sort of
Right.
manifested, it had gotten darker.
Right. So it's getting darker. So I'm allowing somebody to say that there was time to have something lit, right? But then again, you guys were hiding, so maybe it's purposefully nothing is lit because you were concealing yourselves.
I would think that maybe things aren't lit, but before we get to too much detail here, we should probably do beliefs,
Instincts.
Yeah.
instincts.
Right? See?
Yeah,
Someone
I'm
always
in your
reminds
very
me.
own chat right here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the same order as we started. So Basil, you get to begin. Review for us your beliefs and your instincts and your goal. And or
Okay,
your new
so-
goal for today.
Yeah. My belief is the words of true and worthy gods can be found in these caves.
You know, before we set them, we might want to talk a little bit about what town phase looks like.
Yeah, because
Like what kind of things you do in town phase and what are reasonable, because assuming we survive bugbear mania and we get to town, it's a whole different kind of game than everything else. And
Yeah, I haven't.
if
experienced.
there are those of us who haven't been in town or haven't been in town ever or haven't been in a long time, we might at least goals. I mean, maybe not beliefs, but at least goals. We might have town sort of specific goals. Eric, are you kind of feeling conversant on what town is like
Yeah.
for people?
I would love to give everybody a brief little overview, a pitch of what the town phase is like in Torchbearer. It's basically capitalism simulator. So the idea of Torchbearer, a conceit of the game, is that to be an adventurer means that you could not make it in society, or you were kicked out, or you were forced out, because all the cities are super crowded. Everybody has jobs, and for whatever reason, you just could not fit in, and something happened to you, and you couldn't do this, and so consequently, you're also just not really good with money in general. So what happens is everything you want to do in town, as far as like, hey, I want to rest up, recover conditions, or find some leads for new adventures, or get new items and that type of stuff. All these types of things have varying degrees of cost to them, and you run up what's a bill in effect, and then you have to pay it off when you're done your town phase. And the difficulty is based on the number of things you do in town. So that's sort of the idea. So thankfully, our group is filled with flush with cash returning.
Yeah.
But all that is kind of all going to disappear as they get kind of nickeled and dimed through all of their hard fought, hard stolen winnings. and until you're good to go and you level up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to stick with my belief. Even though we're leaving the caves, I can find a way to preach the word of the caves, even though I haven't found the word of the caves yet. That's never stopped me before. Are we gonna? So I'll just go through my belief, my goal, and my instinct, or do we do all beliefs and then?
No, just do it individually.
Sure. Yeah. So I need a goal. I had forgotten that I had accomplished my goal of seeing one of these guards, at least one of these guards, out of the caves, which is good. I mean, now I can feed them to a bugbear without worrying about losing my goal. I think I want to set a goal is to convince one person in town that that these strange gods are worth listening to. That's a kind of thing that we can try in the town phase, right?
I think so. I think I could. I would.
Or
love
is
that
it
happen.
more? Is it more like it's just more like
You can
bookkeeping.
in the tavern. You can tell tales.
Exactly.
Okay.
You could also try, like, do you have persuader? Because you could try to persuade people of this
No,
belief, or like,
I can haggle.
Ooh.
That's all I can haggle. Oh, maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should make a goal to get the best price for our goods while in town.
Okay.
What is the town that we're about to go to, Eric?
Oh, so the town is the eponymous keep.
The keep.
Awesome. Yeah, it's. I just call it the keep for short. It's technically. I guess it doesn't really. It hasn't been renamed since the war.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it's so fringe and remote. It's currently run by the Blue Lions. Like they basically have the charter for it.
Mm-hmm.
I leave it up to you whether or not you know the Castellan. But the Castellan's name is Yogan the Red. I think you probably do. They're a dwarf.
They're a dwarf. Wow.
Yeah, which is rare. But they run the keep.
Awesome.
They are the sort of head of this chapter of the Blue Lions. In these parts.
I have to get a new instinct though, because we're not going to camp before we get to town.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not.
oh yeah,
What's that?
yeah. I mean, maybe like something about. I know that's been like a big part of your character. Maybe I'm gonna make sure that next time we go out, making Camp Homie isn't so tough. Like maybe it's part like you're gonna gear up for.
Yeah, that's more goalie than
goal.
instinct.
Yeah, exactly.
I am surrounded by cops here, by the way. I don't know what is going on out there, but I don't know
flashing
if you can see
lights.
all the blue and red.
Yeah.
Wait, you thought the Torchbearer police were a joke?
Yeah. Shit.
All right,
Um,
I think as an instinct, I think I'm going to say do instincts work in town too, right? Like, so I can just double down on the whole making good by saying, when offered a price, find a better price. Or is that not really?
Not really.
It's not gonna. Okay.
No. Mechanically, I'll let you guys in on this. Mechanically, when you go to sell things, you pretty much have to say going forward, are you going to haggle or not? And you basically get one chance at haggling, which will determine your favorability for the remainder of the town phase.
Yep. I can't remember. Does haggling affect everyone's sales?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Basil definitely can haggle on our behalf. And
but it doesn't matter if I take an instinct for it.
Yeah.
So
in fact, I don't know that instincts really work.
They don't in town.
Yeah.
Because you have to. Instincts give you free actions, but in town phase actions don't matter. It's lifestyle cost. It's what you do. And
Exactly.
It costs lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
It's the itemized incursions of debt that you will.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the accountant. What is the proper term for that?
No, that works. That's good.
Expense.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you guys go and I will think about this instinct. Come back to me.
Yep.
It's like
Sure.
like we're at a restaurant
Well,
ordering things.
Yeah, no problem. What I would do is if you're not sure, you are going to be fighting a bunch of bugbears or doing
Yeah.
something with them.
Right.
So just think about the immediate.
you just
Yeah,
look
that's
over
what I
the
was
wine
thinking.
list, find
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
palatable.
When encounter
come back.
bugbears, light a torch. You know,
Yes.
be real
I
smart.
I was gonna do that. But I don't have a torch to light. I've got nothing on that account.
When encountering bugbears, light Bryn's torch.
All right.
No.
I think I am holding in my hand an unlit torch right now, so
All right.
Okay. You know what?
it'll be easy to do.
Can I do that? Can I say, when in combat, light the nearest torch?
He has
Yeah.
been a flame. He has been quite the flame
Yeah.
bearer throughout our.
Yeah.
Light-
It's done.
Yeah.
Whew.
Nice.
Create a light
Next.
at the first sign of danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So my instinct, I'm gonna just keep on going with always volunteer because that's been working out great. In both causing me trouble and actually helping. So I'm gonna keep going with that belief. I can find allies within the creatures of this cave. Some of the creatures here are like me. I think I'm gonna keep that as a belief, even though I may not be like it. It could come up in the town phase, and that people are probably gonna tell us that we should be killing everybody. So like maybe it'll come up, and if it doesn't, I think I'd rather keep on kind of steering towards that as opposed to dropping it just for something shorter term. And goal, I want to talk with you a little bit, Eric.
Okay.
So technically, mages, or whatever we call this class, I forget it. Human
Magic user.
Human magic user. When you level up, you can find your mentor to teach you a spell. But your mentor is actually tied to like your signature skill, which mine is not Arcanist. Like it'd be actually kind of weird for I believe it was my mentor who's a cook. Like the cook at the school who befriended me, the weird kid, to be teaching me spells.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of trying to set a goal to find spells in town.
A patron. Basically.
A patron, or I mean, even just somebody who has like a spell book that I can find a way to copy out of.
Okay.
That's not specifically listed as one of the town things, so we're stretching a little bit here. But I wasn't sure if I could maybe angle.
No,
for that.
I think that's kind of part of like locate someone. I feel like we can just generate it into circles and do something with that.
Okay. I think I'm gonna
cool with
phrase it like
Or asking around town or something like that. Like I feel like we can make it work, Sage. That's a
Okay.
great goal.
I think I'm gonna phrase it as like find someone with spells that I can learn, because I don't want to set the goal like super high to the like actually getting a spell from them, because I have a feeling I may find somebody and then have a hell of a time convincing them to like finding somebody is already a reasonably tough goal. I don't think I have to actually get all the way to getting a spell from them to succeed at it. If that's cool
Yeah.
with you, Eric.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with it.
Cool. How about you, Sean?
Nope, muted.
Thank you. Thank you. My
Let's
belief
define his
is
voice.
sometimes traditions of old yield true, but I won't let centuries of hate rule my actions. I think I'll hold on to that. I feel like that's it could be applicable with these bugbears. And who knows what kind of monster sentiments we'll find in town. So I think that's fine. For goals, I'm torn, and I'd love your guys' opinion. I have two different goal ideas. One is I will meet the Castellan, Yoga in the Red, and gain a commission to return to the caves. And the other one is that I will learn about the relationships of the various monsters that live in these caves. Because when we arrived at the keep, as per normal Torchbearer, we kind of arrived knowing nothing. But people in the town might know something about the monsters. We've already seen their interactions, but we've only seen a little surface a bit about them.
I think we might be the specialists. I think everyone else is dead.
Yeah, I think the
possible.
second goal, the getting more information one, is a real gamble.
Yeah.
On what people in town know.
Fair.
So if you're interested in both of those, I'd probably go with the first one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So my goal is I will meet the Castellan, Yoga in the Red, and gain a commission from him. from actually I don't know their gender in a commission from them. And my instinct is when I see shoddy craftsmanship, improve it. I don't think that's going to be useful in town. I haven't really thought of anything that would be immediately applicable to dealing with the bugbears. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna change it to when confronted with a new monster, first try to negotiate.
There you go.
And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Confronted with a new monster. I'll mute myself before I type the rest of that. And how about you?
Well, let's see here. My belief from last was I'm a true adventurer. Elves are made of sterner stuff, which I think I'll keep.
Yeah, I like that.
My goal last time, which we did work towards but I didn't accomplish, was get this loot back to town. So I think I'll just keep that so I can actually do it. And my instinct, I think I'm going to change from it was like jump in if no one's taking charge. Something like I ask for help when I'm in trouble or something like that. Or I ask for help when I need it. Or maybe I'll just do always ask for help.
It's not exactly a good instinct
Or,
for Torchbearer, Virgil.
I think it should have a trigger. I
Yeah.
think
Maybe
How about this?
maybe just like don't be alone.
Right. Well,
How about
let me explain it. This always helps me when I think of writing my instincts and beliefs and stuff like that. I think of a use case in like when I'm adventuring and what it is, and I will explain that first, and then we will work on the language for what actually the instinct should be. That sort of like could solve that problem, right? So like, what is the scenario, right? Like, what is going on that you would need help, that you wouldn't get it, that saves you an action to do this, right?
No, yeah,
know what I
yeah. I'm not thinking so much as let me try to rework this in my head a bit.
No worries. Yeah. I think Eric's idea of like, what is it that you, in the sort of cheatery way, what is it you'd like to get a free shot at doing?
Yeah, exactly, and then work backwards, and trace yourself back from there. Like if separated, always make it back to my group, or always try to make it back to my group, right?
Yeah.
Always find my way back to the group. Because that would be like it's like the opposite of never be alone, right? It's if I'm alone, don't be alone.
If I'm alone, find my group.
Right.
Right. Maybe it even wants to be like a little bit more specific. Like to just like attach myself to a person. You know, I'm trying to do like I don't want to get be somewhere out by myself with no crew.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe like always keep Sage in eyesight or something.
Once again, like
So if you're like he's doing this and I'm like I'm already there because I wouldn't have left. I wouldn't have let him leave without me.
Right.
Or if you're like this is happening, I'm like, well, he's there because
right. Well, that means if Sage is separated, you could kind of use your instinct to make sure that you're lost with them, right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
or Linus, I should say.
Is that like a good that work? Like that's the situation I'm trying to more avoid a situation,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Which is kind of a weird way to do it.
Which is really why you should think of when this bad thing happens, don't make it be so bad. It's like, the generic way of thinking of it that way, right?
Yeah. Or when this opportunity presents itself, always take it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I think you could say always stay by Linus's side.
exactly.
Because there's probably things where we would, where Linus would be like over and you'd be like, oh, cool. No, I'm going to sneak over there because I always stay by his side.
That's actually good because he does do more funny little stuff without like telling anyone what he's doing.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
You
always
do funny stuff without telling people what I'm doing. Never.
always be close to Linus. I like that one.
That's good.
Yeah, in the last camp phase, that would have been the kind of move that would have let you be like, oh yeah, I know I told you I was sneaking out, but since Linus is trying to make that map, but first I help him with the map, and then we go do that. Like, you could have totally rejiggered that, but I'm always by his side, if you needed to.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a true adventurer. Elves are sterner stuff. Get this loot back to town. Always be close to Linus. That sounds like fun ones.
Cool.
You're good.
Okay, I think it's back to Epi.
Yeah.
Time
Oh,
to
no,
order off your menu.
Yeah.
I did. I went with
Okay.
the winning combat light the nearest torch. Just get it done.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right then. I think we're ready to begin.
Torch and or bearer.
I just want to make sure you did your scout test, which you failed, which brought us into this, which means that the grind is at 1 out of 4. And then we're ready to go to our conflicts.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh wow. At the screen already.
Now let me zoom out for everyone playing at home.
Oh, those bugbears are adorable. I don't want to fight them now.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good Roll20 art. So shout out to the Roll20 Marketplace for all the cool stuff that you guys do.
It's good stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, Epi, Basil is the leader, so you get to decide if we're uncertain. But Bryn is certainly going to make efforts. Her inclination is certainly going to make efforts to dissuade these bugbears. They're far from home.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
and
got the
dissuade them
instinct.
from yeah, exactly. I mean, so when they turn on us, Bryn, who's been trying to stay hidden, takes a step out of the shadows that she was in, and she has her crossbow, and it's not pointed at them, but it's hanging at her side, and it's ready, arrow cocked and drawn, and she says in Goblin. She says it in common, and then she repeats it in Goblin, so everybody can hear what she's saying. She says, "Hail, you are far, far from home, and quite close to the keep, to the keep of the Blue Lions. It may not be safe for you here. I hear other." Because Linus had just done the spell that lasts 3 turns of the sounds of people around that was supposed to lure them off. We have made friends in the caves, but many from the keep are suspicious and would react violently if they found you here. What can we do for you so that no ill comes to you? And this is hedging right on the edge of threats. It's she's saying hey, if you know what's smart for you, you get the hell out of here. But I don't expect that they'll just be cowed and run. So she's trying to make an offer to them, what is it that you want? Rather than just outright, I'm going to scare the hell
Right.
out of them.
I think they're kind of taken aback that you can speak the language. It might be true what they've heard, because they look at each other and they kind of look at each other they were not spinning tails. Kind of question. We seek the ones that kill the goblins.
And I translate that as well.
And the other one says, the friends you made.
The friends he made?
No, the friends you said you made, right? It
Oh.
thinks it's a translation error. It
Yeah,
thinks
yeah,
that you
yeah.
said we made friends, as in you killed the goblins, right? So it's like, oh yeah, you're good at making friends. What's what's up?
Because I am holding a crossbow right now. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Look,
Yeah, I don't think Bryn has like maybe it would be smart to lie right now, but I can't I don't think Bryn can think of like a fanciful tale to weave
Right.
around them. So she says,
Mm.
we tried to make peace with the goblins. It didn't go well for them.
Yeah, and they say, we tracked the sweet scent of that elfkin that is hiding behind those trees. Delicious, delicious elf. Why do they remain hidden? Short, squat one.
I'm wondering, Eric, if maybe I'm not the only elf around here, and I can like circles up some elven rangers that are out and about this evening.
Oh gosh.
Is that a thing I could do mechanically?
No. Well, I mean, if you were thinking that, I would tell you that elves don't travel up here in these lands. They stick more to the
or
I can
call
tell
for
you the
help.
name of
Like, I just know that we're close enough where there might be people, like not just the fake people sound,
Just
but
the-
actual real people that could help us. Is like, I'm just curious, rules wise or
not really
situation wise.
No, you're not really in a position for that.
All right.
Nice. I mean, I like where your head's at, but no.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you're about 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 8 is 72. You're roughly 72 miles away from typically where even
yikes.
regular elf territories.
Oh,
You're-
72 miles from elf territory. I thought you
Yeah.
said.
So in other words, you're you're at least a 5 days ride
So
from,
it's
from
gonna
the elf
be-
territories.
It's going to be even easier for me to get famous than I thought then. This is great.
Yeah.
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 So earlier, Cadence shared some of his rations with Bran. I run out of rations, and Cadence, or we done some like ration swapping, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I remember Bran sort of commented on this elf food. And does Cadence still have preserved rations?
I think I might have eaten them all.
Right.
Oh no, I still do have rations.
Okay. So I think Bryn is going to try and reverse this on them and like make a translation error as well, where she says, "Yes, we do have a delicious elf food."
And I just like,
Because
Pull out the dinner menu.
I mean, assuming you're like they've spotted us, like I don't think you can like continue hiding. So so as long as like Cadence willing to like come forward, you know, I mean like Cadence, yes, we would be happy to share our food with you. You've been traveling a long way.
yeah, I very slowly when he says, you know, Cadence, and when we share the food, I'll very slowly, like first just my hands like poke out from a fern bush with the food, and then my face a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that's not what they want.
Very non-threatening,
I'm
Eric.
trying to see.
I
I
know.
guess my point is like I'm trying to see if they will like, if they're just gonna be like, I just want to eat elf, and there's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
nothing we can do about it, or whether we can convince them to like, you could walk away from this with like some food and some coin, and these things don't have to go down this way. But you know,
I
we'll
keep seeing this as like a Keebler elf coming out of the bushes with it.
Right.
Play the cookies.
Oh, our elf is sick. You don't want to eat that elf.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
bad elf.
yeah. So Eric, do I have a chance at rolling persuader on these guys to deter them, or are they steadfast? I mean, I can see if they're like, we're here to eat elf flesh, that
Yeah.
my words are doing nothing.
Well, yeah, your mistranslation does not work on them, as they smash that food out of your hands and they say, "This is not the cracking bones of elf children. This does not interest us."
I check my bag. No cracking bones. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you
No.
bring any elf children with you?
Hmm.
No, there is a young elf with you. It smells good. You trespass on our lands. You kill the goblins. Normally, they might equal each other out, but now you try to trick us with this trash, and they like and they knock over the whatever's left of the food and step on it,
Right.
and they say they're like, "Don't fool us again." And they stare at you, and
All right.
there's
I
a
say-
chance, right? But you're quickly getting the impression that these things aren't typical. They're not very smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna revert to threats then.
Yeah, and
because
the
it doesn't
ang-
seem like they're gonna hear anything else.
the angrier they get, the more like ripped they get. Like they kind of like become like sort of berserkery.
Are they
I guess
like
so. Like
looking
they're
as a whole?
they're gaunt.
The
Like
Hulk?
kind of like their gauntness gets like they kind of like take a deep breath, and like you see like their muscles get a little bit bigger. Like it's sort of like an intimidating thing. Their fangs get a little bit larger. Their incisors and canines get sharper, like bigger.
Wow.
Like as their
gonna
eyes get
attempt
like that deep V pupilless like anger kind of look to them. They're really shocking when they get angry. But then like they kind of like like they're kind of sort of controlling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Their skin kind of goes back to being that weird kind of dirty matted fur. That gaunt frame as they like, they're kind of threatening you. Like, look, we can get really angry if we wanted to, but
Right.
there's a chance you can still talk to them.
Right. And I say, oh, that elf you speak of is my companion, and I could not give you up him any more than you could give one another. Take coin and go in peace, or share the fate of the goblins. I mean this, I offer you a peaceful, I offer you peace instead of a grave.
We don't understand the question. We would happily trade one another's for an advantage.
Taking notes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're really confused when you like do
When
that.
I
You're
say
what are
of course you wouldn't sell one another out. It's like, yeah, we
you're
would.
like, yeah, like what are they? No.
Yeah, we would in a
Look,
friggin' heartbeat.
You have killed the goblins. You are obviously smart, or at least strong.
We are both.
And good looking too.
Yeah.
We
What is
are
it-
also both smart and strong.
Then
No,
we
I
should
don't
ally. Then we should ally against our enemies. Who else is your enemy in the caves? We will return there and can go with you. We can make you a stronger pack.
Okay, now you're talking their language, right?
Finally, I had to figure it out. I had to figure out like what they wanted. Like I didn't know. Yeah, this feels more like, I think Brandon even kind of leans in like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we can talk.
Right.
I don't know that my group is going to go along with siding with bugbears.
Yeah, they
but-
don't.
no,
these
totally, like,
bugbears.
making friends. I love making friends.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry, guys, but like fictionally, these bugbears do not know common at all.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, Bryn is being aggressive about translating as much as she can.
Right.
She's swapping.
Totally.
I'm just puffing
Um,
myself out.
yeah.
Just trying to look as swole as them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll tell them like we have two wizards among us. Technically, elves can cast spells.
Mm.
We
We only have one.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just don't want to hear that. Bugbear
I didn't
wizard.
want to hear there was a bugbear.
No, they say it. Ours is a jealous one.
Nice.
Covets their magic.
Well,
The
we
way
have magic.
Ogre covets leg bones of babies. And like snares. Clearly, there's a history about this one eating the other person's leg bones.
Right. Sorry, your leg bones aren't working out for you.
They're the best part. And,
All right. I feel like I'm playing my belief right now. I am not letting
Yeah.
my
Right.
belief,
No.
what I know about bugbears make this impossible.
Okay.
So,
So these bugbears are obviously posturing, but they're very stupid. And you glean from their posturing to you being like, we are the toughest of the group. They're not, obviously,
Right.
lying to you, right?
nice.
And because we're the toughest, we seek allies to make ourselves even tougher.
Yeah, right. And there are
Right.
probably
They're lying. They need help.
yeah, Bryn's gonna be like, and there are probably others who don't believe that you're the toughest. So we should go
Yeah.
show them,
Right.
right? So I'm gonna try and figure out whoever they want to fight, right? And
Yeah.
basically, if it's not the bloody fist, I'm gonna say sweet.
Yeah. They, Yeah, no. Actually, their big issue. They say that our soldiers have lost significantly to those hyena-faced. He like curses them, But no, the gnolls, right?
Yeah, right.
We have attempts to gain allies among the other tribes have failed.
We were in prison. I was about to say we were in prison. I'm like, we also faced a gnoll, and we count them as our enemies as well. So yeah, can I make a persuader chest here?
Yeah, definitely.
I know you were like we could do a whole convince conflict if you wanted to like conflict it up too.
Yeah,
like,
no, I think so. I think there would be a convince. No, let's do a roll, and then it might turn into one based on the results, right?
Okay, cool.
Let's see here. So, what's your goal here? What's your stated goal of this persuade?
To get them to leave us alone with the promise that when we leave town, we'll come back with them and fight gnolls or ghouls. Gnolls, yeah.
Okay.
Do what we basically are saying we're doing right now. Like,
okay.
Chill out. We got to go to town. When we come back, we'll go fight gnolls with you.
That's bad news.
I know it's totally bad news, but
weirdly enough, there is one of the few words that is the same across Goblin and Common is the word collateral. And so you all hear this. You're like, and what is the collateral to this agreement?
Nice. What is the proof of this agreement?
Yeah.
Well, we do have this merchant and his wife and their 2 guards. We can leave them.
Are we the baddies? Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean that's. I'm aggressively translating so that there's nothing as little loss as possible.
Yeah. So like Linus doesn't have a specific idea what this would be, but like maybe instead of things, it's more important to do something symbolic, like leave them, some of our blood, like cut our hand and leave them blood or whatever. Like maybe collateral can be more symbolic than. But we don't know their cultures. We don't know what they'd really.
Yeah, like we don't know if like a blood, like spitting on your hand and shaking counts.
Yeah,
maybe we just give them like a pair of shoes and pretend for us that's really important.
Well, that's a good point. They don't know what's important to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't care what's important to us, but
that would definitely change the upcoming test. But yeah, that's absolutely a thing, right? Yeah. They're open to being persuaded, but they're going to need some sort of collateral as an answer to it, regardless of your role. Like they're going to need something.
Right.
Maybe based on the success of the role, it could be mitigated. It could lead into something else, but like they definitely.
Right. Could we do something like give them my knife and be like, well, here's my knife. I'll come back and take the knife to fight with you. Like this shows that we're going to fight together because you have my blade.
Ooh, I have Wolfsbane, and gnolls are kind of like wolves. Maybe gnolls just like that too, and we can, that and then be like, these are our gnoll hunting tools. We'll back for them.
That's good.
Like an anti-gnoll potion or like poultice or something.
Yeah, like this is our gnoll hunting kit. Like even if we don't come back, we've just given you our important tool.
Yeah,
I
like that. There's. Yeah. If the sentimental attachment to it matters, everybody has a raiment, which is like a personal item that they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has a raiment that would make sense. I think the wolves. Sorry, I was thinking that while you were saying Wolfsbane. I think Wolfsbane is probably a better idea, but
yeah.
So I mean, mine's a shadowy hood, which I don't think matters all that much to other people, and is mostly just a way of making me look creepy. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of
and I think mine was my instrument. So
mine is my manacles.
I have
chain.
Belt.
I'm not sure they would buy this, but symbolically handing them, like, if you could give them your manacles, like, now
Oh yeah.
I'm bound to you, kind of. But I don't think that would matter as much to them. Like, if these
Yeah.
were some humans, I think that could be really, really powerful.
Really meaningful.
No, they would really love a weapon against the gnolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I'm going for Dagger and Wolfsbane. I think
Yeah.
that's reasonable. And
Yeah.
like, I can't guarantee that Wolfsbane works, but I also can't guarantee it doesn't.
I think if we tell them, cut the Wolfsbane with the dagger, and while the
Look, just tell them the science is out on the Wolfsbane.
It only works if you recruit 3 other gnolls to get Wolfsbane for you.
and then their Wolfsbane proceeds will funnel up. All right, I think this is great. Yeah, offering them a dagger and Wolfsbane, that sounds like a weapon against the gnolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's a lie, though. That you're clearly not being truthful about the Wolfsbane.
No, we're just being speculative.
No, you know what you're
Okay.
doing.
I don't know what it is.
let
so.
me-
Linus would know what they're doing.
Let's rephrase, because I think we mean this in good faith. I don't think we're trying to dupe them.
And I actually want to check back, because I think at one point when we were trying to scare off the gnoll, we like took a portion of this Wolfsbane and like burnt it to
Yeah.
try to.
You
Oh,
threw it in the
that's my other
fire, and it made him. Yeah, you threw some in the fire, and it like made him cough, and he couldn't use his.
Yeah, and maybe that like we're not being completely off base here. Like, we don't have a whole lot of proof, but we do suspect that, maybe it was just the smoke. But I think Linus pretty honestly believes that, like, it's called Wolfsbane, and these things are obviously part wolf. And we've experimented with this, and we have proof. Like, this isn't complete bullshit. But I agree that we are stretching the truth a little. Like, we're playing it up.
Look, if you believe it to be true, or at least there's an evidence of truth, you're going to have to convince these bugbears that without a doubt that it is a weapon for them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So
I
that
think
would
there's-
actually require a certain amount of embellishment, because, right, even if it was truthful.
Yeah, I think no matter what, we have to try and convince them of it. But I think we don't necessarily have to do that by lying. I think we can probably do that by,
Storytelling.
Right. I think you
Okay.
could legit. You have alchemist, Linus, which means
do.
you can make concoctions and tinctures and things like that. I feel like you could legit make a supply that would help fighting a gnoll with Wolfsbane and other things. Like, I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to try and make.
Right.
Like, literally, like, here are supplies that will give you mechanically a +1d on a roll to fighting. A gnoll. Like, that's it, since you have Wolfsbane, since you have alchemist, like that seems like it's a thing.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. I think that's actually something that is a viable thing.
Sure. So what portion of this happens first? The convincing them, or
Yeah,
the alchemisting it up?
I mean, we can certainly tell them we'll make this for you. Like, hang out while we do it.
Right.
We can make the persuade roll now. and say, like,
Convince them to hang out while you make it, because they're impatient, right?
Okay.
So
I'm cool with
they
that.
need you need to buy time.
Sure.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, we can say, you're safe here. Gosh, I wish they liked my food better than my bones.
Yeah, right. They
Don't
were
Are
not
you
kind by your.
attached to all of
Like,
the
Right.
well, sure has been a long time since I cleaned my bones. They must be filthy and not very tasty at all. I hardly have any bones anyways. Really, wouldn't be worth digging through all the meat.
There's the
Pure
metatarsal.
cartilage over here.
There's
Just-
the phalanges, right? I mean, you don't need all the phalanges. Like,
Hollow like a bird in there,
couple
not a bite of marrow to be had.
Okay, yeah. Let's go about trying to convince them, and then if I need to make stuff, I make stuff.
yeah, I think you're gonna have to, but let's.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it. I want to make a persuader test.
Okay.
Um,
I'm telling you, I'm rolling 4 dice.
Cool. And I'm not.
Right.
rolling 2 right now.
Failure of this is that they're going to have enough of your buying of your time, and they're going to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, I feel like that's like been right on the edge. Is that we're.
So since he's trying to do this by kind of like trying to convince them that we're legit, can I help with my nature of boasting? Like, this isn't a very Linus thing to do, but like he like pantomimes with a wolfsbane, like, and he has a dagger as well, even if that's not the one that we're giving them, like, you know, the steps to preparing the blade and
right.
And acting it out, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the story of the knoll and the smoke, right? Like that's absolutely being like, no, like look, it totally works. Like we've seen it happen. This is. I just need a little bit of time to make it for you, so you can bring it back with you.
Totally doing like this slow talking and pantomiming, like, and then the knoll,
Totally.
Cool. So take a helping dice from me.
Actually, you could totally help with your nature there. It's applicable.
Yeah, I mean, and it literally is boasting. I'm like, we were so awesome fighting the knoll.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Anyone else helping?
I'm really not sure what I could do other than like I could try to impress them with like some like some of my fighting prowess. Like they want me on the team or something.
No. You could bribe them.
Spend coin as supplies.
Do they
almost any monster, if you're in a social conflict, could be bribed.
Yeah.
Let's see, I have some silvers. I guess I could give them up a silver. Do they have, I want to like take up time. So like what I want to do is pull out a silver and like point to like a bit of cloth or something that they have and start like trying to do a trade, right? Like I'm going to just give it to them for whatever they'll give me. But to buy time, I'm like trying to just like be like, oh, you know, I have silver. What do you have? So I'll drop 1 silver if that can buy me some time.
To help on this test, you would have to give away 1 treasure of silver.
Yeah, I'm not going to take anything of worth like in return. I just want to like not give it to them right away.
Sure.
I think he's just trying to say like I give it to them slowly,
very slowly. I tease them and I like try to you know, we can't talk to each other, so
right. You're having
we don't know what's going on, and eventually I just go, okay, take it. Look, just take the thing.
Yeah.
All
right.
And we can help with traits, right?
You can't help with traits. I have to use my own traits.
Okay.
Since this is an instinct, you can help with things like supplies, which is what Virgil's doing. You can help with nature, and you can help if you have an instinct that applies.
So our basic thing is we're telling them that we're not saying take this wolf's bane and go. We're saying take this wolf's bane as a symbol of us returning and helping you, right? Yeah. So I can boast about how well we will help, correct? Because what I want to do is I want to expose the rash on my chest to show off that their gods have chosen me.
Yeah. No, that works really well. Because while you're like, they look at the coins in the bag. Because I think I described the silver ones as being pretty old, right? Mm-hmm. They're not the circulation of the dukes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and they say like, "Ooh, they carry the Black Count's treasure," and then they look over and they see the symbol, are like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Oh, and at some point, like Bryn, maybe even like Bryn has it on the back of her hand. And so she's like talking. They may or may not catch that as well. It's not overt.
Yeah,
I'm not using helping die, but I think it's a good like. It all fits up. The story all matches together,
these bugbears are like, all right, let's eat these guys. Well, wait, they speak our language. Well, wait, this guy has like the dark gods marker. Who are these people?
They're like, oh, no wonder they killed the goblins. These are the ones that come back to fulfill the promise. Oh,
yeah.
This is all like it's like they're trying like making sense to their own little like cultural prophecies of this land. They're like, oh yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, cool. See, We were thinking you're just a bunch of numbskulls from this keep over here, but like you're with us. Cool.
I know this is a
And-
horrible thing to be agreeing on, but yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this thing. So
All right.
I think I'm rolling my persuader of 2, and I have 3 helping. I have 2 helping dice and 1 supply die.
Yeah.
That'll help. But
Yep.
I'm
I'm ready when you are.
all right. I gotta pull it up. Persuader 2, 3, 0. Oh, and there I go.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
They accept
Jeez.
it.
Yeah, and is there any benefit to succeeding by more? Because
Yeah. If-
Oh, you got 3 6s in there.
Did they end up actually giving me a dead rat for the coin instead of nothing?
No, but they do give you the time, and they're not going to be like super impatient.
Okay, good.
You're in effect, if you want, you're in kind of a more controlled position for that extra one. How about that? You are given a decent amount of time to create this. This potion. They're like,
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Make this weapon.
I think Basil. I think Epi was asking if there's any reason to open that up. If there's any reason to because I got 3 6s on there.
yeah, if it's worth
No,
succeeding.
the scope of this was to give you enough time, and what I'm saying is that you already got enough time to do this in a way that you won't be severely punished with an outbreak of violence should the potion thing fail.
Cool. Oh, and I would like to point out that is my second pass persuader test, and I have a failed persuader test. And since I have passed persuader twice and failed it once, I think
Nice.
my persuader goes up, unless it's 3 and 2, and then sad. But I think that may be the first skill advancement. I just have to remember what it takes to advance.
I forget, what does it take to open a skill? That you've been
Your nature in tests of success or fail.
Yep.
I need to do some more manipulator tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not your current nature, your max current nature.
Yeah, I mean, that's even worse.
Yeah, right. It's one good reason to have a low nature. Nature is great for most everything, except for when you want to learn things.
Learning things.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this must be a Luke Crane design, because every time I'm like, oh, I'm close to being good at something, the knife twists a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah,
So-
they stand back. They're like, fine, make your potion.
Okay, cool. So I'm testing Alchemist.
Mhm.
I've got 2 Alchemist.
Is there any type of assistance like from like Lore Master that I could use to be like, oh, remember, like they never go above this temperature when you're grinding something, it'll heat it up with the friction.
Yeah.
Seems potentially good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If you need physical stuff done, I think Laborer helps Alchemist too. I'm happy to.
Yeah, I think this probably is like a slightly labor-intensive process. Like the fire has to be very exactly maintained, so I think that makes sense. Does the Wolfsbane itself kind of supplies for this, or is it just like?
No, I think it does. So I think mechanically what you would be basically doing, I think you're trying to impose a condition on somebody, like on Knowles. I think it's probably what it would do, right? So I think what it would probably do, I mean, do you want to make Knowles? It makes him afraid. Let's say that.
Yeah,
Right.
actually,
That
that
makes-
lines up pretty close to what we've seen it doing before. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, shouldn't be that difficult, actually.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see.
I'm extremely excited about the
You need to-
possibility
you need to-
of actually doing this without violence. Like,
Yeah. One. Doesn't seem right. To create elixir to impose a condition is just an ob 1 of all the.
Sounds right to me.
Hold on, let me take a look. Because maybe there's maybe there's
like a
multiple
base.
other factors you need to think. You know, sometimes-
Duration. There's probably like a duration.
The process
and
is purifying. Let's say it's an ob 2. I think it's ob 2.
Purify water.
I think ob 2 seems pretty reasonable here.
Okay.
My gut tells me that purify, like if it's a fact, it's a process of purifying with fire, and it can impose the afraid condition. So let's just say it's 2. I know those are 2 different like parts of the factors of alchemist factors, as well as then creating elixirs themselves. But I think this is fine.
Okay.
Cool.
So my ob is 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already in a pretty good state here because I'm gonna be rolling 5 dice. However, we have my luck to look forward to if anything's like last time.
How are you?
But I got some Fate and Persona, so we should be in an okay state here.
Where are the 5 dice coming from?
2 from Alchemist,
Mhm.
1 from Wolfsbane, 1 from Labor help from Bryn, 1 from Lore help from Cadence.
Yep, sounds right.
Nice. 2.
Excellent.
Let's see here.
Got this.
Got
2
it.
successes
Oh,
on
yeah.
2.
Do it. Yes. Oh my God, we didn't have to fight the bugbears. So
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
And
No.
I actually succeeded at a test. Like that seems rare these days.
Yeah. The woods get by this time the woods are much darker. The bugbears look more shadow than real at this point. Your torch goes down, Cadence. But they are relieved to see after some time Linus handing over this little vial full of this nauseous purplish black smoke, right?
Right. I mean, and they could like smell it themselves and know that it's
Yeah.
gross, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. This is. We smelled you
Ooh.
cooking it. That was awful.
Yeah. No, seriously.
I love it. I'm really excited about this, guys. This is the best. We've tried this a bunch of times and it's not really worked, and I'm so delighted that
Yeah, we're
it
actually
finally did.
I almost wish that somebody had taken like a goal or something about
Yeah.
avoiding fight. Like we can find a way if we just
Yeah,
'cause
right.
we're actually doing
I
it.
didn't think it was gonna work. I
Yeah.
straight up was like, nope. I'm gonna waste a turn, and
Yeah.
we're getting into a fight.
Yeah.
No.
But it worked out. You rolled really well.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we had good stuff. Like I feel like
Yeah.
we really scraped together something that actually was legit.
And yeah, the two bugbears, they high five each other. One holding a little bag of coin, the other one holding the thing. The venom. They're like, "Oh, our master is gonna be so pleased. Oh, this is awesome."
Nice.
And we made, because I think while they're leaving, I think it doesn't really take much to eavesdrop, but they'll be like, we totally fooled them. We absolutely need help. We're so in a desperate situation with the rest of
Very
these
loudly
forces.
as
When
they
we
walk.
did it, yeah, right. They're like, haha, now we can sneak back.
I was like, I think they forgot I speak Goblin. Yeah.
They totally did. They're so excited. They think that they did a really, really good job. Yeah, they're pretty dumb brutes.
Yeah.
But they did a good job of them.
We're still, I mean, it's fine if we ignore this, but we're still contractually obligated to return and help them die by the Knoll's hands, right?
Yes,
Like that's
we-
it.
we
Okay.
did.
Oh yeah.
Like we've done well, but
Right.
we're writing checks that
That's
are
a really good
butts.
point. I think they probably give you something like meet here within like 3 days, or like before the next full moon or something, or the next gibbous or something like that. Like be at this point, and we'll meet you here and we can get started.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they high five each other and slunk off back. Once again, like they like run away. Like they're like super excited, like kind of like laughing and saying these things, and you don't hear their footsteps at all. It's really scary.
Having the speaking goblin has really opened up a lot of role play for us.
Yeah.
It's been pretty cool.
But
I'm happy for it.
in the
Oh, man.
meantime,
Glad I kept my belief. I may actually get something out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah.
totally feel like our beliefs just kicked in. And I double checked for anyone playing at home on page 104. When you pass a number of tests equal to your current rating and fail a number of tests equal to your current rating -1, your skill goes up. So
yep,
my-
as long as you're not sick,
yes.
that's the other condition.
Yeah. Sick, you don't get to mark advancements, right?
Yep.
Yep.
You don't get to mark passes and fails. Yeah.
Cool.
That's-
All right. However, it's pitch black now. You guys don't have any torches.
you mean I have 2 in my. You mean we don't have a
Oh,
torch?
any lit? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like,
I have
wait.
a flask of oil and a lantern.
I have 2 torches. Why don't I
Go for
we use that? Let's keep oil. It's more valuable.
Mhm.
So I think I'm gonna light. We might as well. I'm gonna light them both.
Okay.
And give one to Basil and one to Cadence.
All right.
Okay.
Assuming you guys have hands free.
Yeah, I do.
I actually don't.
Just how about Linus?
I could.
I also have a spot in my backpack now that I gave away some silver.
Yeah.
Can
someone
lanterns go in backpacks? Does anybody know?
Yeah, they
oh,
can,
yeah,
but they're
yeah.
I think they're like carried two or something. They're not.
Because I am carrying a lantern and I can hand that if it's no lanterns are only carry one.
Yeah,
I mean,
lanterns are
I think
one.
they're pack two. Is the thing.
Pack two.
Oh.
Oh wait, I can rejigger this. Yeah, I can put my.
I also will once I light these two torches, I'll also have a spot in my pack as well because I only have two
Okay.
torches.
I put my oil into my small sack that I'm carrying in one hand. I put my lantern into my backpack, and my hand is now free. My other hand is now free.
Nice.
So,
Even in the last
love this
moments,
game.
we're doing this like, okay, where you put that there, shove this here.
And I actually still have an open backpack slot. How the hell did that happen? But
Wow.
yes, we're
Wow.
good right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I do too. We should go adventuring and try and get some loot.
Yeah.
Oh, adventuring? Like, what's that?
The last thing, the last thing I need is for somebody to lead the group back to the castle now.
Cool.
It's dark on the road.
problem.
It's a pretty easy test.
Yeah.
It'd be like a scout test, right?
Pathfinder.
Oh, even better.
Cool. Dazzler, you gonna step two to
Well, let's if somebody has Pathfinder, they should use it.
I would love to
whoever
use
says
it.
they do it.
I
does it.
have 2 in Pathfinder, and I have
Oh.
1 pass and 1 fail.
Go for it.
So if I can pass this, does that mean I
You'll
get to
be
level?
3.
Yeah. If you pass
Okay.
it, you'll
I'll
you
lead
let,
the
you
way.
led us this far, Cadence.
Yeah.
Legit, I
Okay,
mean,
so
you didn't lead us like the wrong way. We just got ambushed by
Just a
bugbears.
little.
Little bugbear ambush.
We
that's
don't
all.
know. We don't have a map.
What this represents is that it's dark now. You know that you've taken like the right path to the castle, but you basically are trying to find what's called the old road, which is kind of like the road that goes up to the castle that no one uses anymore. It's totally washed out. But you're trying to just find that last avenue basically to get back
Cool.
without getting into any more trouble.
Okay, so people, you could help with what, the scout or something, right?
Scout and Hunter are the suggested helps, but you have to fictionally tell me what you're doing.
We are probably taking it fairly slow, seeing as we're so close. We need to be careful and just make it.
Yeah, Bryn tries to recall back our way out, and she says, when we came from the keep on the old road, I remember these tall rocks that jutted up along the side, and I'm gonna look for those and other similar trees, so she's gonna be kind of scouting for familiar signs that we saw on our way here. So I will help with scout.
I got nothing to help with, but I will spend my time listening for things we can't hear, because that's clearly where the danger is coming from.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 2 dice for me, 1 help die.
Eric, I think we're only 2 on the grind because my persuader roll was an instinct.
Yes, you are. Instinct, that's true. Okay.
So what's the ob to find this road?
2.
Please find this road. That's a tough roll.
The things that we seek.
And you just get it.
Yes, and you're not
And
exhausted.
I'm not
Yeah,
exhausted
you're not
anymore.
exhausted,
So
and,
And we have enough
and you
lights.
have enough light sources, so you got it. Okay. You guys bumble out of thorny brush and bramble onto the old road. Down out in the distance, defiantly burning on the hillside, is against the stars, in a good way. There's lights there. It's not that it's like literally on fire. It's the keep.
Nice.
the
the
good
only-
fire.
Yeah, the good kind. So, cool. We smash cut to you guys getting up to the keep then.
Yeah. Have you rolled all the town stuff?
I did.
Nice.
Ooh.
So thankfully, I think one of the loud things you definitely, as you guys make yourselves up the long winding gate. So this keep sits on top of a really good defensible hill that sort of like a switchback kind of ramp that leads up to its only main gate. And as you're making yourself up there, you're passing more and more Blue Lion guards, right? Because they're kind of the big force out here.
Yeah.
And I think before you can even get up to the main gates, you're probably going to get questioned. But we
got our buddies here.
You got Hugo and Corin here.
Yeah. And I mean, respectable Svetlana and Jaroslav.
Right.
Yeah, they better be singing our praises.
They're not singing your praises when you get back here. So the two guards look at you and look at this hodgepodge group come here, and they're like, "Oh, that's far enough with your weapons. That's far enough." And they look and it's like, "What? Oh, is that Hugo?" And the blonde haired guy, he's kind of a stout one, comes out and he's like, "Oi, hey, is that you, Klutz? Klutz, oh!" And he's like, "Hugo, I thought you were dead. What's going on over here?" And these fools over here saved us. And then they start like introducing you. They introduce yourselves to him. Except for when they get to Basil, but we'll worry about that in a second.
Nice. I mean, I think like the idea of seeing people that aren't ostensibly going to try and murder us and stuff us into sacks to eat later. Yeah. This is great. Yeah.
Can we really trust them if they're not obviously trying to murder us and stuff us into sacks?
Yeah.
If they're hiding it behind the veneer of polite society and civilization.
You're absolutely right. You're right. We've just walked into the dungeon.
Right. I don't think Jaroslav and Svetlana are going to wait for you, but they do thank you all and tell them to go find them at the market, and they will hand you over, because they want to get washed up and stuff. They will write you up and hand you over a charter to go use the guild, as well as give you your payment as promised for rescuing them.
Yeah. We send them on their way. I'm fine with that. We're glad that you stuck with us through all the trials on our way here.
They don't say thank you.
They don't say, oh, they're just like, we will pay you as per agreement.
Yeah. And they want nothing more to do with you.
Cool. What about Hugo and Corin? Are they more friendly with us still, or are they like, we want to get GTFO?
We took their poop crown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we successfully convinced them that what we had was better. It was more valuable.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they thought they'd get the better end of the deal there.
No, I meant that in a good way. We took the poop crown off. They
asked them, and they kind of dodged that question. They'd be like, "Look, we'll tell you all about it after we get done a nice long bubble bath." Right?
Oh, right.
And, actually, it's funny is that I rolled up what their motives are, and they both want pleasure. And so it's like, this makes perfect sense. Okay.
They just find about
oddly enough. Right.
So
sorry. I just had one thing about Basil, but they're like, but we need to warn some people about this one here. He's got a weird tattoo. Perhaps the priest in there. Perhaps she can take a look at him. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a nice witch burning idea right there.
I'd love to talk to the priest.
Yeah. Well, priestess, technically. Priest.
Oh, priestess.
Yeah. I say, speaking of talking to people, several times you mentioned that you were going to talk to the Castilian about when you returned. You don't suppose you could offer an introduction to those who helped you on your way? I say to Corin.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be really busy. I don't know.
Really kind of swamped these days. There's a lot going on.
A promise is a promise, and they're like, all right, come find me.
I'll find you after you've had a chance to get your bath.
Yeah. Right. Thank the gods. Alright.
Nice. Awesome. Cool.
Okay. So are we ready to begin town phase?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
Is now a good time to sneak in our break before we
Yeah.
do town phase?
Yep, and I will describe what we're looking at when we come back from break. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Cool. So don't go everywhere, chat. We'll be back in a couple minutes. We're just gonna get handle our biologicals and whatnot.
Yeah, I
Well,
need more to drink. So
Yeah. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
Yeah.
see you soon.
All